Hi everyone, it's Chris again. Today I'm going to show you how to enhance the Googly Eyes application. Let's make it a little bit more fun, a little more interesting. So before you complete this tutorial, you should have already done the Googly Eyes tutorial from my previous lesson, which I will link down below. If you've already done that, then come with me. Let's continue. So of course you need to go to App Inventor and open your Googly Eyes app. And what I was thinking would be fun was to add sound. That was the first thing I thought, is, we should add sound. So let's go ahead and do that. I believe that is... that's under Media. And there is Sound under Media. So we'll just drag a sound out. So now we've got our sound one here. And we can easily just go into the blocks, and then what we'll do is, we need a sound. Let's go back to the designer and get a sound. I'm going to upload a file. What I advise you to do is go find a sound file that you like. I happen to find a sound file that I liked a little, and then I edited it with Audacity, which is a free tool that you can download from the internet. And so now I've got this file that I'm very happy with. Before, when I did this project, I went to some website that has a bunch of free MP3s, and I found a sound that I liked and downloaded it. So you can easily search the web to find a sound you like, or make your own sound if you want. You can record your voice with your phone and just use the file from your phone. You can record something happening and use that sound. There's a lot of things that you can do to get the sound for this. So I'm going to upload my sound. I happen to have it in my downloads folder, and it's called Eyes MP3. So we upload that to App Inventor servers, and now, so when do I want it to make a sound? Well, I think I want it to make a sound every time the eye hits the edge. So we've got when left pupil, edge reached, and when right pupil, or when pupil left and when pupil right, edge reached. So let's add the sound event there. I'm going to go to sound one, and we'll call sound1.play, and I can just copy that and put it into the other one. Now that's great, but sound one doesn't have a sound yet. So let's go ahead and do that too. We can set sound one source to, and then I'm going to give it the name. So to give it the name, I have to go here to text and then grab this empty text box, and I already uploaded my media file, which is called eyes.mp3. So here I will type eyes.mp3. Okay. So now let's go ahead and test that. I will use the companion to try and test that. Scan the QR code here. Alright, now just like last time, it's a little off. Should turn up my sound. And it works. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I found this crazy sound. And there it goes again. Alright, so that's cool. One more thing I think we can do is, wouldn't it be cool if the phone vibrated every time the eyes hit? So let's do that. Again, we go to sound one, and we can call sound one vibrate. Move this over a little so things look good. And we need to give it a time. How long do we want it to vibrate? And the time is set in milliseconds, meaning 1/1000th of a second. So if I put a 1 in there, the phone will vibrate for 1/1000th of a second. You probably won't notice that. If we put 500 there, it will vibrate for 1/2 of a second, because it takes 1,000 to equal 1 second. Half of 1,000, half a second. So let's try half a second. Let's do that. So I'll put in 500. Or remember, you can go to math and get a math block, a number block, which will start as a 0 and make it a 500. That's fine too. I'm going to copy and paste that and put the same thing into pupil right. And let's test it again. Give it a shake. And yes, I can feel the phone vibrating as it's buzzing. So half a second doesn't seem bad. You could make it even shorter maybe. Oh, got one more buzz about to happen. Buzz. So there you go. So now we've added a sound and we've added vibration. I think that's pretty cool. What else do we want to do? Well, let's think about that for a second. To interact with your phone, of course, is you touch it. So, of course, as I'm touching it, it's shaking and that's making it happen. But what happens when I touch those eyes? Nothing really happens. Let's change that. Let's make something happen. I'll go to pupil left and let's see if there's an event here. There is when pupil left touch down. It says when the user begins touching the sprite, places finger on sprite and leaves it there, it will do something. Okay. Oh, when pupil 1 touched. When the user touches the sprite and then immediately lifts the finger, that's kind of interesting. So that would be like going like that. Just touch it really quick. So let's do something with that. So imagine I poked you in the eye. That's what this is going to be like, in your eye. So maybe we should do something with that. We can make like a little scream sound. Okay, so let's go ahead and make a scream sound for that. Okay, I found a scream sound I like, so let's upload that to the server. I go to the designer again, upload file, choose file, and somewhere in here there is Scream MP3. Wait for that to upload, there it is. And now I go back to when pupil left touched, and oh, okay. So I was going to do call sound 1 and then tell it to do scream. There's a problem with that. We've already assigned sound 1 to eyes. We could do a sound 2. That's probably the easiest thing to do. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll go back to the designer. I'm going to rename sound 1 as rattle. So that way I remember it's the sound that the eyes make. Or maybe let's rename it eyes. E-Y-E-S. Okay, I've renamed it eyes. Now we can add another sound. We have to go back to media, sound. And instead of sound 2, we'll call it scream. Why not? Blocks. So again, I will set in my... I'm going to set it in the initialize screen, which means I'm going to have to restart the client on my phone to test it. I could set it here under when pupil left touched. I can just set the sound there, but it's better to go ahead and set it when it's initialized. So that's what I'll do. I'm going to copy this one and change screen, and then change it from eyes MP3 to screen MP3. Now I can go to scream and call scream.play. So when it's touched, it will scream. So I'm pretty sure to test that I need to restart the client, but we'll try right here. I'll tap it. Nope, unable to play. So let's restart the client. Connect, reset connection. Connect, AI companion, we get a new QR code, connect with the code. Okay, oh, it connected, and hey, look, this time it did the right thing. That's interesting. Okay, so let's check it out. When I touch the left eye, it screams. I like that for some reason. So let's go ahead and do the same thing with the right eye now. Change it from pupil left to pupil right. And let's test that too. Okay, so now if you touch the eye, it screams. And if you shake the phone, it makes that crazy rattling noise, or however you want to do it. What I'm just saying is we have two different sounds for two different activities, two different ways of interacting with our program. Okay, there's one last thing I want to do, and that's because we don't just touch our phones, we tend to swipe on our phones. So let's add a swipe kind of event to our application here. Again, I'll start with pupil left. And I'll click on pupil left, and you'll notice there is a when pupil left flung. It says when a flinging gesture is made on the sprite, it provides the XY position, where is the sprite, and it also provides the speed of the swipe and the heading. So let's do something with that. I'll bring that out into the screen here. So, what do we want it to do? Well, let's have it act on the eye. So we will set pupil heading to the heading. So you notice I put the mouse cursor over heading, and I now click get heading. So I set the heading to whatever the heading is, in other words, the direction it's been flung. Well, I also want to set the speed, so I can set pupil speed to get speed. Okay, so now what I'm saying is that when I flick it, it should move in the direction I want it to move. So let's test that. I'll take it and I'll flick it down. And that worked. Now, it didn't seem to move very fast, right? And then remember, every time it hits a wall, it's going to vibrate, it's going to play the other sound, and also when I touch it, it's going to scream. So now it screams and it flicks. But I don't like that speed. I think when I flick it, it should move faster. How do we make it move faster? Well, we already got a speed. Let's multiply that speed to make it faster. I'm going to multiply that by 10. To do this, I'm going to go to the math and get a multiplication. Pop that in there, and then I will put in get speed. I'll get another number block, drop it in, and put it by 10. Let's see how that works. Still hasn't stopped. Oh, look at that. Much faster. I like that. That's a little bit more interesting, a little bit more crazy. Might even be too much. Let's change the 10 to a 5 and see if we get something that isn't quite as hyper. Okay. I think 5 is acceptable. So, we did it for one eye. Let's do it for the other eye. So now I'm going to change my pupil left to pupil right. So when pupil right is flung, and of course I need to change these from left to right as well. Very cool. So now, we've enhanced our application. We added 2 different sounds. We made it vibrate when the pupil reaches the edge of the canvas. And we made it so that we can touch it and fling that eye however we want. And it's going to go in the direction we fling it at first, and then when it reaches the edge, it will bounce randomly because that's what we told it to do last time. Pretty cool, huh? So go ahead and compile, save the app, and then share it with your friends. You know what? I do have one other idea, and I have one other thing I want to do, and that is I want to have my own cool icon. So let's make an icon for this. Okay, there's a couple of different ways that we can make this icon. One way to do it would just be to use your phone, bring up your Eyes app, and then do a screen capture. Take that screen capture and make that into your icon. That's pretty simple, right? We're going to upload the icon. I'll show you how to do that step. But that's not what I'm going to do. The first thing I'm going to do is go into Paint. And I made a screen grab from the video, the last video. And I'm going to crop out a section of this screen grab to make it into my icon. So let's select something here. Don't know if the icons are supposed to be square or if they're supposed to be rectangular. I should probably capture my whole head. Yes. I love that. Sure. Alright. So I'll crop that out. And then I'll do a file, save as. Let's save it as a JPEG. We want it to be small. I'll call it eyes.jpg. Now under icon, we can upload file. Alright, so we're going to upload a file. Let's choose the file. And it happened to save in my Wii folder for some reason. This is going to make it harder to find. There it is. I'll upload that. And there it is. So now it says icon, eyes.jpg. JPG. How do you say that? Okay, so I've made all the changes that I want to make now. I'm going to go ahead and build the app. And I always build it first with a QR code so that I can download it to my phone. Okay, I've got a QR code. And here's the thing. So look there, it says Googly Eyes and it has my icon already. So that's pretty cool, that part worked. Go ahead and install the update. Open it up. And there it is. Let's shake it. Okay, it plays the sound. When I poke it, it screams, and when I flick it, I am very happy. Alright, that's it for me. Thanks for joining me on this adventure. I hope that you're having fun with your Googly Eyes app, and I hope to see you again. Take care. See ya.